Welcome to, or welcome back to the channel. Just a heads up, if you hear any, chainsaw noises, they're, trimming some trees near my home, so you may hear that, and I do apologise. But today, we are building the Swan house from Twilight. Twilight is one of them films when it gets to the colder months, along with Practical Magic for me, or for some people know Gilmore Girls, and it's just one of them films where, when it's cosy, and the weather's getting cold and I just want to watch something, I will just binge them. It's like a once a year thing. Though last year I didn't. I only watched New Moon, because out of all of them, that was my favourite film. I will admit, the reason you are currently not seeing the house being built or the floor plan being done, and you'll just see me struggle with the roof, is because I am a silly goose who thought they had stopped the recording when I was struggling with the roof and thought I'd shown you building the whole house. And I didn't. And it was too late at this point to go back and just rebuild it all. It was the same for furnishing the living room and the kitchen. With the kitchen, when I realised, I did go back in and do all the clutter on camera, but I just completely couldn't with the living room. So I was a bit like, oh, I've messed this speed build up a bit. So I will bear that in mind in future. But yeah, I've built this in Moonwood Mill. It doesn't actually use any of the werewolf pack items. It's just where I placed it in the world because I thought it fit it quite well. It's on the 30 by 30 lot, so you can go place it anywhere. I will admit it's a pack heavy build with a few pieces of CC. And I think it's because of the clutter and the plants and some of the furniture, hence why it's quite pack heavy. I did try to do it not so many, but then I looked at the list of all the packs when I was finished, and I was like, oh, I've used a lot. So sorry about that one, guys. I don't know about you, but I feel like this is going to be the only Twilight build you will ever see from me, because I am not brazen enough to attempt to build the Cullen house. I feel like my biggest build I've ever done on this channel was the motel one recently, and I am not prepared to do that. But fun fact, I no longer obviously have it. I still have the computer, but it doesn't work. I tried to build Bella's house in The Sims 2 when I was younger, and I will say I am grateful for The Sims 4 and the different build tools we have in The Sims 4, because a lot of this I would not have been able to do in The Sims 2. Anyway, I do want to talk about something important regarding Twilight. So if the audio cuts here, it's because I'd recorded it in 2 sections, and I apologise for that. The thing is, with Twilight, you also kind of have to acknowledge some of the wrongs that came with it because of Stephanie Meyer, the author, and Summit Entertainment. Have I got that right? Summit Entertainment, or it's Summit something that was behind the films. And the reason I say this is because, you know, despite profit from the movies, profit from the books, profits from various merchandise over the years, the real tribe never saw a single penny from any of it. They've got a project going on called Move to Higher Ground, and it's because of the fact that where their land is, they are in a danger zone for flooding. They're also in a danger zone now for tsunamis because of climate change. And some people may be thinking, oh, here we go. But the fact is, the tribe are wanting to be able to have their buildings and everything moved up to higher ground, hence the name, so that future generations of the Quillet tribe can continue to live on that land without the worry of their homes, their businesses, the school flooding even. For example, though, in 2015, one of the main roads in and out of La Push. They had heavy rain, and due to said heavy rain, it completely cut off the road for anyone needing to access it. And it was around this time, for me personally, is when I actually started finding out that, you know, they were not getting anything from Twilight, or any of it. And I was like, this is actually ridiculous that she's used their culture, their stories, their land, and they're not seeing a single penny from it. Especially when you consider as well, Twilight is getting a revival. And by that I mean, if you aren't aware, Netflix are producing a animated version of Midnight Sun, and all but one actor from the original films are returning. And it's kind of like, are they going to see money from this, or aren't they? Which I feel like history is just going to repeat, and that they won't. I truly hope that this time round they actually get some money. You know, considering it's their land, their stuff they've used. Not to mention the fact that she's taken stuff from their culture and twisted it into her own. And of what I've seen online, there are certain people from the Quillettes what are, you know, they're happy because it's bringing tourists to the area, and it's helping to fund their local businesses and stuff, and people being interested in the tribe. And on the other hand, I've seen it where others aren't so happy because of the fact that, like, their stories and everything to do with their history was changed, and they are just viewed as these mystical, magical creatures in a book, when it's like, no, we're human. I can't speak for them, but that's just things I've seen online. There's also a great website from the Burt Museum, and it's Misconceptions and it's Twilight vs. Fiction. I will post that. You're welcome to go read it. It gets more into the stuff around the Quillettes. But in 2022, I will say what I was happy to read, because it's been a while since I've seen an update, and I wanted to go look at it, and it turns out in 2022, they actually managed to get the funding to move the school from where it was up to higher ground, so that's the first move of the Quillettes buildings, and it's going to take a long time to move everything else, and I just wanted to, like, bring this to attention, because you hear a lot of Twilight and everything, but you never hear much about this kind of stuff unless you really go looking into it or you're aware of it. But I'll be posting a link to the Move to the Higher Ground website, so that if you can donate, please do. If you can't, just feel free to share the site. And I really hope you enjoy the rest of this video. And I thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys!
red lights on the highway. If you only knew, being back here always makes me think of you. When the world is sleeping, do you think of me? With the road it's coming back again, coming back to me. I remember the long drives, the late nights in your car. I remember it all. Windows down, empty streets, you were